Hey everybody, I'm making another one of these vlogs to talk about the show and where it's going and just address the community. I'm going to call them State of the Awesome Address. The show has been doing really well, as you've probably seen. In terms of numbers, we have gone from, in the last 5 months since we really started going like daily shows, our audience has grown from, it's pretty much doubled. We went from on live shows going around maybe like a small show would be like 600, where a big show would be 12 or something. Nowadays, a small show is about 1,200, and a large show, which we just hit our record yesterday, was 3,000 people at once. Just for just a second, we just went over the 3,000 mark, and for the rest of the show, it was around 2,600 people. This is great. Like, I've always wanted success for the show. Obviously, I wanted success, but at the same time, as a lot of people know, I've always wanted the community to be sustainable and sort of like small, but not that I want to restrict it to be small, but I want it to have that feeling of everybody knows each other in the way that a small community does. That doesn't necessarily mean that the community has to be small in numbers, but one of the things that I created, that was the main purpose. A lot of you have heard of the Turbo Club. Um, Turbo Club was just a way of basically rewarding the people that already had been donating and supporting the show, and it was a way to give them perks. That wasn't the only reason, but there was already people donating to the show, and so I made the Turbo Club was just a way of making that official, basically, and with the benefits that we could, with these small donations, it's $50, and people would be able to basically we'd be able to section. It sounds so bad, section off people. No, that's not what the intention was. The intention is to just have a smaller, more wrangleable group of people that I could get to know better. Um, and that doesn't exclusively mean that our best fans are Turbo Club members. And I never really wanted Turbo Club to be something that I only look and talk to the Turbo Club. That said, we made the inevitable decision just yesterday, as of 3 p.m. yesterday, when the heavy rain stream went live, that the chat on the show that you see it recorded on YouTube will be turbo only from now on. This is something that we had been debating for a long time, that we had been putting off for a long time, and it just came down to numbers and logistics after a while. With shows reaching 3,000 people, moderation in the chat room, well, I'll get to that, but moderation in the chat room is becoming more and more daunting, impossible sometimes. We've trolls, people who want to post spoilers, go on racial tirades, who don't understand the rules or the systems that we use, the Snarf Derp system, you might know about, and things like that, uh, have just sort of piled up on one another. And the straw that broke the camel's back was recently, while we were playing a preschool game, learning with the Puyus, just for just a joke game. People went as far as to try to come in and spoil Heavy Rain, a game that we weren't even playing that day for another 3 days. Tried to come in and spoil the ending of Heavy Rain. If trolls are willing to go that far, and I knew they eventually would, then we just had to do something about it. And making the chat turbo only makes it not only easier to keep up with and to read and to get to know everybody in there, uh, it also prevents things like trolling and spoiling. Not to say that somebody who pays $50 isn't guaranteed to do something stupid or to try to do something like one day just decide, fuck it, but it really reduces the chances of that. And if somebody really wants to go out of their way to create an account and pay $50 just to try to spoil a game, just for the chance, because that's not even a guarantee that they'll actually be able to spoil the game. They might get snagged by somebody in the like they'll still have moderators. So that's my explanation for it. I didn't want to do it. Anybody who saw the moment where I flipped the switch yesterday and turned it into turbo only, there was a fleeting moment, and you could probably see it in my face, where I almost considered going back. It broke my heart to. There are so many people who can't afford to go turbo, who I wish could be in the Turbo Club, and um, I hope that eventually can be. But I wish that on a case by case basis, I could let people just be in it just because, like, you can't afford it. Not everybody can. I'd like to let you in, but I don't know you personally, and I to do things on a case by case basis, it would be a full-time job to like verify that you're not just trying to get in. Anyways, I shouldn't go on that, but on the bright side, when I announced this, there were turbos who had friends who couldn't afford turbo, who had made friends through our community, through the chat room, over the course of the show, because the chat room's always alive in between shows, which, by the way, won't be turbo only between shows, only during the show. Uh, Turbos decided to pay for other people's turbo ship because they knew these people. They knew that they were great members of the community, and they could afford to pay for their turbo ship, just like a buddy would buy another buddy a game, or pick up his tab at the movies or the bar or something like that. And that really turned my mood around on things. And that's why the Turbo Club works, is that sense of community, and that's why it's a $50 donation for a lifetime membership, with the suggestion that you donate annually, to pay for our server costs and things. Um, and I know that if people can't afford it, there's going to be others that do and pull up the slack. And I don't know, it inspired me, the fact that people were willing to do that. Anyways, so then at the same time as being sad, I have to say it was also a little bit of the sadness was tempered by anger. And that was towards the people who immediately started saying, oh, you're just trying to cash in with the Turbo Club, and yeah, way to go, $50 just to chat with you, or so. Oh my God. I knew that was going to happen, but of course it still pissed me off because I'm quick to anger. And uh, I'll do a quick response to those people. Look, first of all, I don't want you in the Turbo Club. Second, I don't necessarily even want more people in the Turbo Club. I always want more than anything, I want the Turbo Club to be manageable. I want to know everybody's name if I can in there. I want to get to know all of them. And there is a possibility that I'm going to cut off Turbo Club membership one day, if it does get out of hand, like if it gets too big. The show, I would be lying if I said that I didn't want the show and the audience to grow over time. But it has reached the point where it is sustainable as a business and as a source of income for us a while ago. And it is more important to me to sustain and cultivate a community than it is to grow and have hundreds of thousands of, that won't happen, but thousands and thousands more viewers per episode than it is to have this smaller group that really support us hardcore. And that's my focus. So, and then other things, just a couple other notes to touch on. Some people have said, well, other shows have huge chat rooms. You don't get viewed more than some shows, and they have thousands of people talking at once. Well, not many shows that I know of, especially with our viewership, burn their chat room permanently into the screen. Once somebody says something, goes on and says something really horrible in that chat room, it's permanently a part of the show. And we just try to ignore it on the show, but when we're like, Becky's reading it and stuff. But that's a huge thing. And I hate that taking away the public chat room reduces the interactivity of the show, which I always thought was a large, a really big draw to new viewers. Was they log in and they're like, wow, I can chat with these guys right here. Like, how engaging is that to a new viewer to realize that they can be a part of the show just like that? That is one of the biggest things that I'm sad about losing. But then on the other hand, the thing that I'm saddest about losing is the people that. That's not the saddest thing. The people that I'm losing that are already a part of the show, that are valued members, is what I'm saddest about. Anyways, I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. Um, oh, that said, that one thing we are working on, maybe in the future, and this is not a promise, but in the future we will probably have a system for people who join the website, our website, beta.videogamesawesome.com, that we're still working on, and become members of the community on there, and maybe over like months time becoming a verified member, would end up without turboship be able to talk in the chat, because that would reduce the chance that somebody would just create an account to troll us or something like that. I feel like there were more points I wanted to touch on, but I guess that was it today. So going forward, that's it. Turbo Club only chat room. I hope that helps Becky keep up with the chat nowadays and filter through all the crap that's in there sometimes. And I want to thank everybody for all your support, your continued support, and thank the Turbo Club for what it's made possible for the show. You can see right behind me, right there. That's one of the things that were possible from the Turbo Club. The new set of lights that we purchased, so that it doesn't become about 40 degrees Celsius in here whenever we shoot a show, and that has done such a huge difference with doing 5 hour long shows here. Um, and there's just so many more things that the Turbo Club has done for us and our entire audience. But uh, oh, that's one other thing. I'll make another video that announces this later. But we're going to PAX, and I want to make sure that everybody sees us there, especially the Turbo Club members that got us there, because it's your money that's flying us across the country, all 5 of us. And it's an expensive trip, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And I hope to meet a lot more people, Turbo Club or not, though. And we'll announce some official things where to meet us and stuff. Lots more cool stuff coming up on the show. One of the things that I'm really hoping Becky can pull together the costumes for soon is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I'm so excited to get on that. I played all three, I've beat them all, but I'm going to be just as excited to get on them again. We just finished Heavy Rain. We've got Double Fine's, Tim Schafer's, what's the Jack Black game? I keep forgetting it. Um, God damn it, I forget the name of it. But we're going to play that, and we're going to play Psychonauts. Brutal Legend. And Mass Effect 3 is coming. Assassin's Creed series is coming. I mean, Mass Effect 1 and 2, and the Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3. We're going to play all of those. Bioshock 1, 2, and then 3 when it eventually comes out are coming. These are all things that we have planned. A lot more Kinect games planned in the future. Stay tuned for those. And I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it today. So stay tuned for Minecraft Awesome today later on. I think it's going to be 3 o'clock. It might end up being noon, depending on what happens. But anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for sticking with us. And I hope this doesn't hurt your love for the show, those of you who can't make it into the Turbo Club. But I'm still going to try to interact with you guys on Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that. So keep on reaching out to me. And you can always email me as well. So remember that. I love you. Bye.